The key in when it comes to your income is to ensure that your income is growing consistently above the inflation rate in your environment. So for example, if you live in Nigeria, right, the inflation rate right now is about 20%. Chances are that that is going to come down at some point, right? It'll probably come down to about 17% or maybe rest at about 15%. What that means is that whatever you are earning, the goal is to ensure that every year your income is growing higher than your inflation rate. For example, if you earn 100,000 naira a month, assuming that you are in Nigeria, right, and your inflation rate is 20%, you must ensure that your income, your salary, whatever it is that you're earning, is growing at above 20% every year. Meaning that if you make 100,000 this year, you need to make 120,000 next year, and you need to make 144,000 or something like that the year after that, assuming that things are growing, averagely at about 20%. So now the reality is that many people don't have that type of role. Many people are not working in environments where they can increase your salary every year or at least every 2 years to match up with the inflation rate. So the reality is that you may need to do a number of things to be able to get there. So when we talk about your income, we're talking about the grand sum total of every single thing that you earn, whether from a job, whether from a business, whether from family and friends, everything that you earn. If everything that you earn is not growing every year at a rate that is higher than your country's inflation rate, you are not in a great place, and you need to check it and find ways to earn more. All right. So how do you grow your income? How do you grow your income? The first thing that I want you to do is to start from where you are to where you need to get to. For example, if you earn 100,000, right, and you need to get to 120, what exactly, and you know that where you are working currently, even for the organization where you work, it may be difficult for them to increase your salary by 20% every year. The question you then need to ask yourself is, what else can I do to achieve this goal of increasing my income on a regular basis, right? And over the line in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to share with you some things you can do, some investments also that you can do. We're going to talk about all of that, right? Today we're focusing on growing your income and increasing how much you earn, okay? So the reality for most people is that they don't work in organizations where their organizations are able to increase their salary in line with inflation rates every single year. So what can you do, right? What you need to do is to find other ways of making money. Now, let us assume that you are not a business person, right? You cannot do business to save your life, right? I met someone like that. I've known this person for a while. I went to their house recently and I was having a conversation with the person, and the person said, listen, I cannot do business in fact, I'm looking for people that will help me to mentor me in business. Listen, I don't know how to buy, I don't know how to sell, I don't know how to do anything business. All I know how to do is to be an employee and work for people. It does not mean that you are in a bad place. In fact, I applauded the person for recognizing their strength. The question now is, how do you, with your job, begin to do other things that can give you the kind of income that you desire? And that's what we want to talk about. So the first thing is this: understand your number. Where am I going to? What is my goal? If I make 500,000 a month, right, and I want to get to 550, all right, that's actually just 10%. I want to get to 600,000 a month. What exactly can I do? Let's assume that my job only increases my salary by 10% every 2 years. Meaning that if I'm on 100,000 this year, next year I'm going to be on 110. What that means is I have a delta, I have a gap of about an additional 10,000 I need to make every single month to ensure that I am higher than my inflation rate. I don't know if that makes sense. So what you need to then do is to find other things that you can do that will plug that gap, right, to ensure that you are growing your income at the level that you need to do it, right? Very, very important. I'm taking my time to really try to explain this so that you understand this as fully as possible. Now, so what you want to do is to find something that you can do to get to that point. So assuming that you are not a business person, assuming that you are fully an employee, you are fully the kind of person who knows how to work a 9 to 5. Listen, there is nothing wrong with that. You just need to find more things that you can do to get there. So here are a few things I'm going to suggest to you. Number one, try to get a higher paying job, right? Try to get a higher paying job. When you get a higher paying job, you need to ensure that your expenses do not rise to meet the new level, right, of your income, right? In other words, if you are wearing a pair of shirts or a shirt, right, don't change your shirt because your salary has increased. You need to keep your expenses at the level that they are, right? We'll talk about this because I'm trying to build up on this knowledge, right? So find a higher paying job. That's the first thing I want to say to you. The second thing, like I said to you earlier, right? The fastest way to make money, right, in business, the fastest way to make any money actually is to get a job, because you get paid in 30 days. Most businesses do not pay you in 30 days, okay? Right? Now, the second thing you can consider doing, right? And let me also say this, right? Some people here are running a business. Some people here are doing, whether it is, cleaning business or laundry business or baking business, whatever the business that you're doing is. If your business is not giving you the income that you desire, you need to find other ways of making that money. Some entrepreneurs need to go back and get a job and do their business as a side hustle. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you are regressing in life. It means that you value your goals more than your ego. Did you hear what I said? It means that you value your goals more than your ego, right? So if you are on the call, if you are joining me today or you're watching this and you are a business person, but you know that your business, in other words, if you're taking money out of your business, right? You are taking more money out of your business than your business can afford to give you. Listen to me, you are killing the business. Go and get a job. If you are taking more money out of your business than your business can afford to give you, go and get a job. I know someone, there's someone I know started a supermarket business because of cash flow. The person thought they could always be taking money out of the business. After 2 years, they realized that the business was not growing. They didn't really have cash. They were struggling to pay their rent and all those things. And the reason why they were in that situation was very simple. The owner of the business was taking cash out of the business instead of allowing the business to keep the cash so that it can grow and expand to be able to do more things. So what that owner of the business needed to do is to find somebody to put there while they are working their 9 to 5 and keep their eyes on the business, right? Very, very important. Again, it doesn't make you a bad person. It means you value your goals more than your ego, okay? The other thing I want to ask you to do, if you're a 9 to 5 person, if you're a job person instead of a business person, is consider getting a job abroad. A lot of Africans today are getting jobs across the world. Consider building your skills to a point where you can secure a role abroad. For example, there are several tech roles and several tech jobs you can do abroad. Within your country, and you can be outsourced abroad. There are several organizations that help people secure those types of jobs abroad. Go online and research, right? Learn how to code and get a job as a software developer. Learn how to be a business analyst and get a job as a business analyst working on projects remotely. Learn how to be a product manager. Learn how to do copywriting. Learn how to do any of these things, right? And start doing them. One of the other things you can do is to go to platforms like Fiverr and all these other platforms. Put your skills on there and let people pay you in foreign currency. The beauty of foreign currency is leverage. It's the fact that working for £100, right? In my country, for example, today, £100 is equivalent of more than 80,000 naira. That's some people's salary in an entire month, right? So what then happens, right, is that if you can get a foreign job, what that does is that you are able to earn in foreign currency, and that fast tracks your ability to grow your income, right? So one of the things you want to consider doing is consider getting a foreign job, right? But you may need to build up that skill and invest in your education so that you can do that, okay? The other thing that you can do, right, is try commission-based jobs. Jobs that you can do on a weekend, right? For example, sales, okay? There are some people that you don't have to be a full-time salesperson. For example, right, you can be an employee working a 9 to 5 and also be a salesperson selling houses. So you are selling to your colleagues in the office. In fact, I love sales because your colleagues in the office are a natural place where you can sell whatever it is that you are selling and earn a commission. What that means is this: if you work in an office where there are high net worth individuals, you can start selling houses because you know that the people that you work with can afford it and they form a ready market for what you're trying to sell.